district tournament play. It is technically, I think, round 3 of the district tournament, Bear Lake Bears and American Falls. In a loser-out game, Snake River was eliminated last week. Bear Lake Bears on Saturday eliminated Snake River. Just after our game on Saturday, American Falls and Preston played, and Preston won that game 4-3. Pretty dramatic finish. It was a bottom of the 7th walk-off, come from behind victory for Preston. And so that's how American Falls got here. Bear Lake after eliminating Snake River. Preston American Falls after losing, they beat Snake River in the first round. They lost to Preston in the second round, so they're here. And the loser of this game's season ends. The winner of this game plays tomorrow against the loser of the Marsh Valley Preston game. Those two are both undefeated so far in the tournament. Marsh Valley, they've each only played one game with a 5-team tournament. The 1 seed got a bye in the first round. That was Preston. The winner of the 2-3 game, which was Marsh Valley, got the bye in the second round, and they await the winner, and it was Preston by a walk-off 2 doubles in a row and a sacrifice fly. Got the winning run to third. The tying run scored. The winning run got to third, and then they won it and were able to advance. So the loser of this game, like I said, is their season's done, and Bear Lake is hoping to avoid that. The winner will play either here tomorrow against Preston or in Marsh Valley tomorrow against Marsh Valley. Just the one game tomorrow. The winner of this game is off until Thursday, when they will host the district championship, which will either be 1 game or 2 if necessary. And this is a tight district. Any one of these 4 teams could still win the district championship. It wouldn't surprise me if the winner of this game is able to still come back and win 2 in a row. It wouldn't surprise me if at all. And either one of those teams that are Preston and Marsh Valley, it wouldn't be surprised me if they go ahead and sweep and win it in 2 more games and go to state. It's just that close. The last time these 2 teams played, it was 4-3. When these guys played Preston the other day, it was 4-3. It's just been back and forth. This late half of the season, the early half of the season, Bear Lake was playing very well and won all of those games. In the second half of the season, it's been back and forth. It's been a tough battle every single game. Bear Lake had a walk-off win against Marsh Valley, a walk-off win against American Falls. And Preston basically had a walk-off win against this American Falls team the other day. So it's been close every game down the stretch. And so any team could still win it. And we will find out by Thursday who is going to be the district champion. We said the other day Bear Lake needed to win 3 more games to make it to state. That's not district championship. That's just make it to state. They took care of business against Snake River and got 1 of those. If they can get the win today, they'll be one win away from a berth in the state tournament. And to win the district championship, they've got to win 4 more. But to advance to state, just 2 more. So lots of work ahead of the Bear Lake Bears. 2 teams do go to state. As I said, 2 full teams. The winner of the Marsh Valley Preston game later today is guaranteed a berth in the state tournament. They can finish no worse than second place in the district, and 2 full teams go. So one of those 2 teams will punch their ticket to state today, even if they end up finishing second in the district. The other team will have some work to do.
Yep.
The winner of this game will have some work to do still, but we'll be down to 3. We'll have a better idea after today. Meanwhile, I'm loving the fact we're up here in a nice warm booth.
Probably noticed the change of scenery in front of you. We decided to take advantage of the broadcasting booth today. It was a little cold and windy, rainy out there.
A lot cold and windy. Meanwhile, what brought that up is district golf is going on today. The district championship in golf happening right now here in Preston as well, over at the Preston Golf Course. And when I left, the girls were sitting in a pretty good spot. When I left, and they were just over halfway point, Addie Slavinsky was sitting as number 1, and the girls' team was sitting in first place. The boys' team was kind of right in the middle of a group. Snake River, I think, was ahead, but not like way ahead. and then American Falls, Marsh Valley, and Bear Lake all kind of muddled in the middle. We didn't have exact scores, but that's what it looked like by comparing scores as they rounded the midway point. On the boys' side of things, the girls' side of things, I think in every group that I was able to see as they made the turn in the middle of the round, the Bear Lake golfer was leading all the other golfers in their group, which puts them right where they wanted to be. Good chance to qualify for state as the number one team in the district. The boys only have to finish second. There's less teams from the boys, less for the girls, so they have to finish first to go to state. The girls, the boys, there's more teams, so they can finish second and still go to state. So even though they were in the muddle and right in the middle of the pack, that doesn't mean they can't still be be headed to the state tournament, which is a week from today up in Buell. They play Monday and Tuesday at Clear Lakes, I think is the name of the country club up there, for the state tournament. So that's what's going on in golf. Baseball was eliminated and their season came to an end. They played their best baseball the last couple weeks of the season. Got a couple wins in the district tournament, represented the school well. So proud of the baseball team this year, but their season is over. The track team, their district tournament is Thursday and Friday in Century, and I'm hoping the weather is way better Thursday and Friday in Century than it has been here. This is the reality of spring. We were looking for every piece of shade we could find when we came over here on Saturday for the games.
Yeah.
And today we're very grateful that there was room up here in the booth.
Yep.
Yeah, Saturday we could have been up here Saturday, but we decided on a beautiful day. It was a lot shorter to pack the equipment. If I figured we'd just stay in the outfield, enjoy some sunshine. Today, no, the wind. The wind.
Yeah, and the forecast says rain for later.
We're hoping to get the game in before it rains.
Yeah, but we didn't want to risk it with all the equipment out there today either. So.
And I'm cold.
Yeah, we got sunburned on Friday and Saturday, and today it's cold. We're layered up even in the booth, so it'll be good though.
And if you're saying, well, it's not that bad here in Bear Lake, for those
Yes, it was pouring down rain.
Oh, it is. The wind is the difference. We didn't have the wind at least when I left Bear Lake this morning. There wasn't the wind.
It was nasty.
It actually felt warmer at 8 a.m. in Bear Lake when I left than it does right now here because of the wind.
Yeah. Hey, just a heads up also to anyone traveling the canyon in the next couple of days. Just before I left the radio station this morning, we got a notice that the Forest Service is going to be doing some prescribed burns. They're near Strawberry Canyon, and so that could affect the highway going through the canyon for the next few days. It will be open. They don't plan on having to close the road, but there just could be some smoke and stuff. So they ask you to have your headlights on when you go through the canyon and slow down, be aware. So, but today they weren't doing any burning because it was way too windy.
Yeah,
so.
It would be a good day to do a prescribed burn.
Yeah.
So the teams are meeting at home plate. The dugouts are Gary Carlson behind the plate, Doug Carlson, the older, wiser brother, as he would tell you, is going to be the field ump for this game.
Yeah.
And both coaches are out there, I think, and we're not going to make it official until we see them take the field. I think that Bear Lake will be the home team for this game. But we'll see once they take the field if I'm wrong, if I'm reading the bracket incorrectly. Bear Lake in their, as you can see in their home, well, I shouldn't say home, in their black jerseys. They got about 4 or 5 different choices for jerseys. The coaches in the past, I don't know about them. Mm-hmm. This is my favorite jersey, though. I designed this one, so I'm going to take credit for it. I love this jersey. Black and blue with.
Jared's having a hard time separating.
I talked
those apron strings.
I was talking about that with somebody today. That moment when you walk away is difficult, and I was part of the program officially part of the program. I think for 11 years, and a couple years before that, I was not an official coach, but I was part of things for a couple years, and even before that as a dad and so on. So.
Yeah.
And the American Falls Beavers. At this time, we ask you to please rise.
We're going to do the national anthem, and you're going to hear that here because we're up in the booth today.
I like that rendition. You ought to see if you can borrow that.
We don't play it very often at home. We usually have somebody singing it, but when you do, that was not bad. All right, so the wind coming very stiff breeze out of the north. It's going to blow everything to right field if it gets too high in the air. And we'll see if that has an effect on the game. I have to say the outfielders this year have done a really good job of playing the wind in the games we've seen so far. We've had our share of windy games, so you can see if you're watching real close every once in a while the dust is kicking up on the field, and Bear Lake is going to take the field. See some batting helmets on American Falls. So I'm going to guess that means that the Bears are the home team. Brooklyn Crockett will be in the circle, and Cambria Romerell behind the plate. Over at first, Callie Beard down at second. Bentley Price, shortstop. Morgan Armstrong, third baseman. Abby Humphreys, left fielder. Peyton Crockett, center fielder. Brooklyn Pope. And right field, again, this game, is Amanda Saxton. And the designated hitter will be Lindsay Fisher, and she'll be hitting for Brooklyn Crockett.
Game balls. He's asking for game balls.
That's up to the home field. I thought it looked like Preston had some out there earlier, so.
He was looking at you. He was waving at you.
Who was? Gary?
Gary.
Gary, I'm not in charge here. We're in Preston, not Bear Lake. Come on, Gary.
He was waving at you and saying, "Get him down here, man."
Just a second.
He's talking to somebody below.
He's talking to Brent.
There's Brent. Coach Knapp, Brent Knapp. Of course, many of you remember him from when he was in Bear Lake. He's the athletic director over here now. He's down there trying to. Discussion going on down there about the game balls or something.
That's something. I'm not sure what it is.
Knowing the two of them, it could be about anything.
They're both smiling as they walk away from each other, so it can't be too serious.
A couple of really good guys there.
Very rarely have my discussions with either one of them over the years ever been very serious.
Yeah, including the one you had today.
I don't know. They're looking.
They're looking
now they're
for
talking
game balls.
Game balls are important in softball, but not quite as important. Baseball, you got to have like the perfect pristine ball. Softball, they sometimes use them after they get a few scuffs on them. Just a different game because the grip is different. It's a bigger ball, different grip.
Sometimes all it takes is one hit, and that ball is done for the day. So.
Yep, especially in the major leagues.
Yep.
Looks like they've got a couple of game balls. like I said, we took care of them the other day when we were at home in Bear Lake, and I don't think we brought any over here on Saturday.
Is each team supposed to supply a couple?
So-
Because they got some from American Falls as well.
That's news to me if we were supposed to, and we didn't bring any on Saturday. So.
Your coaches were on top of it. You're fine.
Anyway,
Alrighty, says, let's go.
and don't have the names on the American Falls roster. I'm really sorry for that. If you are American Falls, I'm not sure why. I thought we had him from the previous game, but this is number 5, the leadoff hitter. Crockett in the circle, Romerell behind the plate. We're ready to go. And now, the umpire hadn't stepped up there. I mean, why does the coach having her step out? It's like, what? Calling timeout already? Here we go. I think we're finally ready to go. Number 5, leadoff hitter for American Falls. And she's going to foul that one down the third baseline. Nice play by the third base coach. He fields it cleanly. Back to the pitcher. And strike one. So 0-1 count. Yeah, as I was saying before the whole game ball thing came up, if you watch your screen closely, you can see the dust fly across the screen. It's that windy out there. Swing and a miss. There's strike 2. It might have been a foul tip because it looked like an easily catchable ball that got past Romerell. And so 0-2 now. Crockett pitching well on the first couple pitches. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Popped it up off the backstop. Foul ball. So we'll do the 0-2 pitch over again. Definitely a pitcher's count. If you can find the spot you want and put it there. Got a couple pitches to work with. And there is a pop fly out of play. Still going to be 0-2. And that one hit over on the bleachers behind us. So it's still an 0-2 count. 5 pitches in, and we're at 0-2. Well, this will be pitch number 5. And again, a foul ball. This one stays in play. Ground ball down the third baseline. Way out in front of it on these last few pitches. This is where you throw an outside changeup if you got one in your arsenal. Crockett looks into the dugout, gets her sign from Coach Humphreys, I believe, calls the pitches in there. Her and the catcher, Romerell, both have armbands on. That's where they get the pitches. Here's the pitch, and that one is going to stay fair, and she is going to go for second. Here comes the throw. It's not going to be in time. In fact, it's going to get past and clear to the fence. They're going to send her home. She might score. Nope, they stop her at third. And the throw finally comes in, so she hit a double. Reached third base on the throw, and just like that, leadoff hitter is at third base.
That was Osborne.
We do have
You're welcome.
a roster, and this next one up is Sprague, number 13. And she's going to pop it straight into center field. It's going to score a run. There's the out number 1, but Osborne scores easily. So Sprague hits it straight in the air, but it is deep enough. A run scores, and it is 1-0 in favor of American Falls. Here with 1 out in the top of the first. The Snake River game started similar to this, and Bears came back. They were down 2-0 after 1 inning. After the first half of the inning, came back and won the game. And that one's fair ball right down the second baseline and the third baseline again. This one's going to be just a single.
Nelson, the batter on that one.
And adding people as quick as I can here on the lineup, and I'm catching up. So Nelson has the ground ball to third and reaches on the single.
Mendez now up to bat. She's the first baseman today, wearing number 1.
And she flies it right to center field. Pope back for it, but it's gone. Home run.
Beautiful hit. Wind caught a hold of that one.
So Mendez with the fly ball home run to straightaway center field. And just like that, it's 3-0.
With the wind, like we said earlier today, with the wind today, we could see a few of those. So
If you get it in the air to center field or right field, the wind's going to help it out.
I should say we may see a few more of those than normal, because we always see a few. But
And all these first pitch swings, and finally
very
I've
aggressive.
caught up. And now that was M. Mendez. Now, K. Mendez, the first baseman. This is M. Mendez. She will be pitching. She takes ball 1. One ball, no strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Ball 2.
Just outside.
And Torres, the second baseman, in the on-deck circle. And that is a foul ball down the right field line, just outside of first base. Both the double by Osborne and the single by Nelson were fair by about 6 inches. And that one was missed being a foul by about a foot and a half is all. So they're playing with the lines today. Here's the 2-1 pitch.
Ooh,
Called strike.
Nice pitch right down the middle.
We have a better view from up here than we do
I
in left
like
field.
it so much better. Yeah.
We're not going to have to wait as long to know what the balls and strikes are.
We don't have to guess. Ooh, I don't know.
2-2 count.
Yeah, so much better.
And a foul ball. So American Falls doing a great job putting the ball in play, battling, staying at the plate on these at-bats, extending them. And the longer you extend them, the better chance you have to get your pitch. Here's the 2-2. Fair ball over to third. In time and to first for out. Number 2. So the ground ball down to the third baseman, Humphreys, and she's out at first. Beard, with wind and dust in her face, did a good job to come up with that one. And this brings
She's picking the dust out of her eyes now, the poor girl.
Torres to the plate.
Someone get her some glasses.
And she takes ball 1.
The weather just a bit better up here today, too.
Yeah, I'll take the weather for sure. And there's a high foul ball out of play. Oh,
Ouch, right on the back.
and it hit a fan.
Better the back than the head, though.
Oh, for sure.
Still going to hurt. It's going to leave a mark.
And the wind, I thought it was going to be up clear into the bleachers, and the wind just kept moving it, knocking it down. And
She does look multi-layered, though. Maybe it won't be as bad.
she didn't drop her drink. That's the most important part.
That's right.
That ball misses just outside. 2-1.
Got to protect the important things.
Here's
the
the
drink.
oh, that one slipped out of her hand. 3-1 count. So 3-0 already, but 2 outs here in the top of the first. Like I said, reminiscent of the Snake River game the other day. Walked her, just missed outside.
Trying to catch those corners, and she's just a little too far outside.
And this brings up Mahag. Was that how you'd say that? Mehague. And she takes low for ball one. And she's going to pop this one up. Shortstop, Morgan Armstrong underneath it. That'll end the inning. But not before American Falls scores 3, a double, a single, and a home run. And they lead it by 3 after the end of the first half of the first inning. We'll be back with the bottom half of the first right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier. Online at bearlakedental.com or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Three-zero lead for American Falls. Morgan Armstrong, the batter. Mendez, the pitcher. And she throws outside for ball one. Armstrong, very capable hitter. She was on base all 5 times that she came to the plate on Saturday. Technically, she was 2 for 3. 3 of those were errors. But she hit the ball hard. And all 3 of them were difficult plays, but still technically errors. And so she had some big hits in the win. And she's going to ground that one to the shortstop. She's up with it. And in time for the out at first. Just barely. Armstrong almost beat it out. But she's out at first. So a good start for American Falls offensively. Good start for them defensively. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss to Romero. And so here's the 0-1 to her. She's going to foul that one off. 0-2. Nelson, who had the single, is the catcher behind the plate. Here's the 0-2. Swung and a miss from Fulder inside fastball. And she swung at what was probably a ball and strikes out. So now with the bases empty, here's Crockett. She takes inside ball one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And she's going to pop it up to the pitcher. 1, 2, 3, go the Bears. We'll be back with the top of the second right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Southeast Idaho Steel, a locally owned business making locally produced steel signs and fixtures. Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. And by Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears.
It is 3-0 after one. The American Falls Beavers scored 3. The Bear Lake Bears sat down in 3 straight. So an auspicious start for Bear Lake today on a cold, windy day here from Preston. And they trail 3-0 after one. Still plenty of softball left to be played. And Schutz, the third baseman, will be the leadoff hitter for American Falls. American Falls finished 5th place in district. They did not win a single game during the regular season district play, but they came on hardcore at the end of the season, nearly beat Preston at the end of the season, nearly beat Bear Lake to end the season. And then since district play has started, they took down Snake River in the first game. They lost on a walk-off to Preston in game 2, and they lead Bear Lake here in game 3. Called strike. First pitch to Shut is a called strike. Chris on deck, and then back to the top of the order to Osborne. And this one's high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody on, nobody out in the top of the second inning. And an update from golf with just 2 golfers in the clubhouse for the boys. The Bears are tied for second place. That one's a foul ball out of play. And with just 1 set of golfers in for the girls, Bear Lake sitting in first, but it's just the 1 set. Natty Slavinsky, that 1 golfer for Bear Lake, who's currently leading the tournament. And foul ball again for strike 2. Right fielder Chris on deck. Third baseman Schutz at the plate. Here in the top of the second inning. And another foul ball. So Crockett has done a good job today of working ahead in the count, getting them down 0-2, 1-2 several times in the count. What she hasn't been able to do so far, and this is a big credit to American Falls, is get them out. As they have been able to keep the ball in play. And there's a high pop fly on the infield. Humphreys comes over, cannot make the catch. And it was right in front of the pitching circle. She kind of stumbled as she got there. And the pop fly is going to be an error. Should have been an easy out. Didn't even make it completely back to the pitcher's mound. And now Chris will come to the plate with a runner at first and nobody out. But then back to the order to Osborne, who has a double already in this game. And there's a ground ball to second. Armstrong. Oh. She tossed it over to Price to get the play at first, to get the easy out at second, and Price bobbled it. Should be 2 outs in the inning. There are no outs and runners at first and second. The easy routine ground ball. Armstrong maybe should have just taken it herself.
Yep. I think that's what Price was expecting her to do. She was running that direction. I think she expected her to just run it out, and caught her a little off guard.
So Bears in a bad spot. Sprague, top of the lineup, coming up. She has a double already in this game, and they're 2 on with nobody out. It should be 2 outs right now. Everything, unless something dramatic happens, these runs are unearned if they score. That one's high for ball 1. Crockett, the senior leader, called her team together and had a talk with them before that pitch, and hopefully they can calm them down.
I'm sure it was just okay, shake it off. Here we go.
High for ball 2. And this is Osborne at the plate. Sprague, who had a high, long, deep fly ball to center field. sacrifice fly in her first at-bat is the on-deck batter, and then Nelson is the who has a single in his game in the hole. Mendez, who has a home run, would come up after that if the Bears can't record some outs. And the count is 3-0 after that one in the dirt. Walked her on 4 straight.
Oh, he
called a strike. That was just a very delayed call.
Inside corner.
I thought it was a strike from my point of view, but he didn't react. And then he must have said it out loud because the girls reacted quicker than I did. And high fly ball. And it's going to be another error. And then the out at third. Got her on the force out. So it won't go down as an error. It'll just go down as a fielder's choice. Should have been caught. And it wasn't. The wind kind of shifted it. But Schutz is out at third. So at least Bears get the leadoff runner. And if you go back far enough, that should have been the third out. If she catches that and those other 2 outs are made, we're out of the inning. So now everything is unearned from here on out. That's a strike. If they score in this inning, they're all unearned runs, as it should have been a 1-2-3 inning. All 3 are. Now, that was a long run for Crockett. I'm not criticizing her. That was the hardest of the 3 plays for sure. But it did just tip off of her glove.
Yeah.
It was the wind. I think it took it further into center field than she expected it.
Super hard to judge with the wind what the ball's going to do.
And there's a ground ball. And another error. And then she got lucky and tagged her out. So the ball was dropped by third baseman Humphreys, but the runner had rounded third base, and so she was able to pick it up and make the tag. So it goes as an out. Another fielder's choice. And that was a good play by Crockett to get the lead runner there. And foul ball. This is Nelson. She had the single down the left field line in her first at-bat. So she's 1 for 1. She's the catcher today. Osborne on second. Sprague on first. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Nice play by Romrell to keep that ball out in front of her. As that changeup dropped and hit in the dirt right in front of her, she kept it out in front of her, kept the runners at first and second. And there is a ball outside. So 4 outs already in the inning.
Should be.
Should be. They've recorded, 5. They've recorded, and there's a swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. That ends the inning. So the errors don't cost the Bears, and maybe that's their one bad inning, because the first inning wasn't really errors. It was great hitting by American Falls. That inning, all the base runners were Bear Lake defensive errors. It doesn't cost them as they get the strikeout to end it. But we'll go to the bottom of the second. And for all your heating and air conditioning needs before you leave, and today you need the heat, it's Jacobson Mountain Air. You call them at 208-847-2665. They'll hook you up before it gets too warm. This is a good time to get your furnace tuned up, get your air conditioning installed and or tuned up ready for summer. Call them at 208-847-2665.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Southeast Idaho Steel, a locally owned business making locally produced steel signs and fixtures. Flying S title and escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. And by Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears.
With the helpful hardware, folks.
Fisher, Humphreys, and Pope are the batters for the Bear Lake Bears. They went 1-2-3 in the first and trail it by a score of 3-0. Fisher had a home run the other day. Let's see if she can get something going here for the Bears. Takes ball 1. Mendez a good pitcher. She's not overpowering. She does have some movement on her pitch, but she's definitely a hittable pitcher. She's not one that you'd expect to get a bunch of strikeouts, but the Bears so far haven't been able to do anything with it. Takes up high for ball 2. Fisher, designated hitter today. She is a backup pitcher if the Bears need her. And that one's a called strike outside corner. 4 strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody on, nobody out. Bears fought off 3 errors in that last inning, and then 4 errors actually, and end up getting the outs without allowing any runs to score, hoping to now get some runs back here in the bottom half of the second. Swing and a miss at ball 4. That one was outside. She'd have been on her way down to first base, but she offered at it. And now it's a 3-2 count. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. Great pitching there by Mendez. As Fisher swung at what I think would have been probably ball 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then struck her out on the next pitch. And it was definitely a strike. She had to swing at it, but Humphreys now the batter. Bears have yet to get a runner to first base. That one's inside for ball 1. Here's the 1 ball, no strike count with 1 out. And that one's inside, almost hit her too. She's not really getting all the way out of the way. She's willing to let it hit her in the legs. But they both just barely missed. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and she's going to pop it up, and out number 2. 5 straight Bear Lake Bears retired. The pop out to the second baseman. And Mendez has just enough movement on her ball that it's hard to really get good, solid contact, and so far the Bears haven't done it. And Pope will be the batter trying to break that trend for the Bears. Bears haven't even got a ball out of the infield yet. And Pope is going to ground out to the second baseman. Nope, she's going to beat it out.
She beat it out.
It was a
That's
slow
why you
roller.
Don't stop running. Keep
A
running.
slow rolling ground ball. A lot of room for Torres to cover an infield single. And the Bears have a base runner with Bentley Price coming to the plate. That ball just stayed there forever, just started rolling slower and slower. And a steal attempt by Pope, and she's going to be into second, and she went for third, and she's out. Ball went into center field. Pope decided to take a chance and was thrown out by 2 steps. We'll go to the top of the third right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
When it's time for a brake job, go with Napa Silent Guard. Built with fiber-reinforced shims and rubber-coated hardware that reduce noise and provide an exact fit for the life of the pad. Available now at Napa. Give your engine the attention it deserves with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Its advanced formulation delivers faster flow and temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions, elevating engine performance by helping it run cleaner, longer. Available now at Napa.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Mendez at the plate. She hit a home run over the center field fence in her first plate appearance. It's 3-0 after 2 innings. Bears have yet. They've gone 1, 2, 3 in both innings. The 4th batter of the lineup was at the plate. She'll be back at the plate to start the 3rd inning. As Pope was caught stealing, she made it to second easy. The ball got away from the shortstop and went into very shallow center field. Pope took the chance of getting to third and was thrown out by a couple of steps. And so the Bears squander an opportunity. And here's a pop fly.
Oh, no.
And both
Oh, one of them should have had it.
Miscommunication. They both thought the other one was going to get it, and it lands right between them. Good thing it was a foul ball. Strike 2.
American Falls very aggressive at the plate today,
Here's
which
the
has been a benefit.
0-2 pitch. Pop fly.
Talk.
And
There you go.
Armstrong underneath it for out number 1. So fortunately, the pop fly does not cost the Bears on that play the error. So they've had 5 errors now the last 2 innings. That one's technically not an error on the scorecard. And the one out at third base technically wasn't an error on the scorecard either because they ended up getting her out. But 5 errors in the last 6 batters. Foul ball. And fortunately, no runs have scored because of those errors. Nobody on with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Ground ball out. Mendez. She's the pitcher. She grounded out her first at-bat. And she's going to single this at-bat.
Right in the hold.
Right over the shortstop's head into left field for a single.
Great placement there.
This brings Torres to the plate. Torres walked in her first at-bat back in the 1st inning. Here is the pitch, first pitch to her, and she's going to foul that one back out of play. 0-1. With 1 out and a runner at first, Mendez, the pitcher, after the single, is down at first base. Crockett delivers outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on, top of the 3rd inning. And so far this game, everything has gone American Falls' way. And Bear Lake Bears looking for their first break. Just things have not gone well. And that's ball 2. High. So hopefully things are going to turn around for the Bears, and hopefully they're going better over across town at the golf course for the Bears. That's ball 3. She walked Torres the first time she came up. She's down 3-1 to her this time. The first pitch was a foul ball, and she's pitched 3 straight balls since then. Here's the 3-1 pitch, foul ball, 3-2. Payoff pitch coming with 1 out and a runner at first. Crockett in the circle, Torres in the batter's box. She's at lefty. And you can see the wind really whipping it up out there. Lots of dust right now on the field. Here's the 3-2 pitch, pop fly, foul ball, out. Nice play by Humphreys. You did see the wind affect it. After she got underneath it, she still had to adjust closer to foul territory than she expected, but she does make the catch. And there's 2 outs now with the runner at first. Maheg, the batter, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. That's my best guess. And she is going to ground to Armstrong. Armstrong over the first in time, and that'll end the inning. Only 1 base runner for American Falls, but the Bears have yet to have one of those. We'll see if they can get on base at the bottom half of the 3rd right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Visit You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier for fuel, snacks, and more. Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
6 batters, 6 outs for the Bear Lake Bears. Brooklyn Pope did reach first base on an infield single, but then on the very next pitch, she was caught stealing. She made it to second safely and then tried to take advantage of an errant throw and get to third and was picked off. So Bentley Price, who faced one pitch in her last in that inning, will pop out on the first pitch of this inning. So 7 batters, 7 outs for the Bears as she pops to the first baseman, Mendez. Callie Beard, the sophomore first baseman, will be the batter for Bear Lake. And defensively, the Bears have been able to avoid trouble even though they've given up, and Beard is going to fly out to center field on the first pitch. This could be a 3-pitch inning.
I like, though, that the Bears are coming out attacking the ball. It's what they're going to have to do.
Yeah, that one was a good solid hit. I will say that's the best hit of the game for Bear Lake. It went right to the center fielder, but Callie Beard got the best bat on it so far. Everything else has been fairly easy outs. Saxton now the batter. From the left side, she takes outside for ball 1.
She had a couple of beautiful doubles on Saturday.
Yeah,
in the game.
she did. She was crushing the ball Saturday. She had a great outing, playing right field, batting in the number 9 position. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 4 pitches is all that Mendez has thrown in this inning. She's already recorded 2 outs, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good eye there from Saxton. That's that fastball. It was inside to her. The inside fastball to some of the right-handed batters has been the strikeout pitch, and she didn't offer. Took it for a ball there. Takes that one for ball 3. So 3 balls and a strike. Bears have been in this position a couple times, and last time they ended in a strikeout. And she walks. So Saxton becomes that very rare thing that the Bears need in this game. She becomes a base runner. So the speedy junior down at first, and senior shortstop Morgan Armstrong, the batter. 3-0 the score on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Strike 1.
It was a great pitch.
Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, you can count on them to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. Strike 2. Or did he say no? He said that was a ball. That one I thought was looked like a strike to me. It must have been high because it definitely was not inside or outside. Strike 2. That one is a swing and a miss, that one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Runner at first, that's Saxton who drew the walk, the 2-out walk. Bears would love a 2-out rally here to get back in this game. And that one's fouled way back out of play. Clear back over our heads. So we'll do the 1 ball, 2 strike count again. And that's inside. Oh, he struck her out.
Okay.
Wow, we'll be back with the top of the 4th after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you. that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
Schutz, the batter, she is 0 for 1. She reached on an error in her first at bat, a little pop fly, and she takes outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Bears have only had 2 base runners, an infield single that was erased on a caught stealing, and a walk that was left stranded. And the American Falls Beavers have scored 3 in the first, stranded 2 in the second, stranded 2 in the third. Here they are in the fourth. And there's a pop fly that's going to make it just off the backstop.
The people sitting on the front row are grateful for that high backstop.
And the wind.
And the wind.
That looked like it was going to get out of play easy, and then that's one that there's going to be at least one play in this game that a girl thinks, oh, that's an easy foul ball, and it blows fair. And that was almost it. Well, it wasn't almost fair, but it definitely was closer to it than it looked like. It looked like it was way out of play. That one's a ball for a 3-1 count. Schutz, the number 8 batter in the lineup, playing third base. Chris, the right fielder, up next. Foul ball, 3-2 count. So the Bears, with an infield single and a walk, are the only 2 base runners, and they weren't in the same inning. Other than that, they've really only hit 1 ball out of the infield. And struggling today from the plate. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Humphreys up with it, over to first, in the dirt. Reached on error. It was there in time, but it was in the dirt. Beard couldn't dig it out. So the slow rolling ground ball. Another error on the Bears. They have had at least 1 error in every inning. Strike 1. The Bears were able to erase the errors in the second and third innings and get the outs anyway. Hopefully they can do that here. Leadoff batter, and that is strike 2. Called. That's the same exact pitch that struck out Armstrong, so he is consistent on that inside corner. Here's the 0-2 pitch coming from Crockett, and she's going to pop that one out of play, and caught by the Marsh Valley coaching staff. Over there, way out of play. Marsh Valley assistant coach catches it on the fly. Inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That was a good pitch. You got to like that spot. He's been calling the inside pitches consistently. That one missed by just a little bit more. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Foul ball. The thing that American Falls has done the best in this game is they put the ball in play. If you put the ball in play on a windy day like this, you're going to get good things to happen. And they haven't struck out. They've fouled off a lot of pitches. Crockett's already thrown 62 pitches in this game. We're only in the fourth inning. Ground ball over to shortstop, but it's a slow roller in the dirt. Not in time over to first. Infield single. And that's just like that one that Pope reached on. With the wind and the slow dirt out there today, that should have been an out at first, but by the time it got to her, Chris had been on first base by 2 steps, and there was no way it was going to be the out at second. There's a pop fly. It's going to hit the backstop for strike 1. So 2 runners on with nobody out, and it's been the result of an error and an infield single. And Osborne, the shortstop, who is 1 for 2 today, she had a double in the first inning, came around to score, takes ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. 2 runners on. Dangerous part of the order coming up for American Falls. Ball 2. Don't want to put her on with who's coming up next. Sprague has a fly ball to deep center field in her one at bat. Nelson has a single, and Mendez has a home run. And those are your next 3 batters.
That would be awful if she were to hit.
Ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Not missing by a lot, but missing just enough that she's not even tempted to swing at him. So here's the 3-1 pitch. And it's a ground ball. Error. And Humphreys tried to make the tag as the ball hit the girl in the leg, popped out of her mitt. And so now the bases are loaded and still no outs, and there should be 3 outs. And then 2 of them have been legitimate errors. One of them, the slow roller, just the girl was able to run it out. But it really easily could have been a 1-2-3 inning. Instead, the bases are loaded with nobody out and Sprague coming to the plate. Sprague is 0 for 2. In her first at-bat, she had a deep fly ball to center field, and her second at-bat, she grounded out. But she is definitely capable with 1 swing of breaking this game open with nobody out. Just missed her.
Ooh, how about she felt the wind of that one as it went by?
1 ball. No strikes, nobody out, bases full. Osborne, Chris, and Schutz, the runners, swing and a miss. Crockett pitched away out of a jam in the second inning when the first 2 runners got on via error. She did not allow any runs. Here in this inning, she's hoping to do the same thing. The Bears already trail it by a score of 3-0. Swing and a miss. That was a nice pitch, the high fastball. A rise ball, a little bit of a rise ball on that. And now it's 0-2. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sprague. Ooh, just missed high on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, nobody out. Nelson, the catcher, who's got a single on the day, on deck. 3-2 count. Missed that one low. Nowhere to put her. The base is already full.
Yeah, you don't want to lose this battle.
Here's the 3-2 pitch.
Yep.
Ball 4. Walked in a run. And it's 4-0. Nelson and Mendez, the next 2 batters. Nelson is 1 out of 2. She singled down the left field line and struck out so far in the game. Unless Bears have a triple play, Mendez, who has a home run, will come to the plate. Ball 1. That ball's in the dirt. Nice stop by Romrell. Not the Bears' day so far through 3.5 innings. And that's going to be a pop fly. Armstrong will get the double play. Out. She caught the pop fly and then got the out at first. So Armstrong gets the double play. That's going to help.
Hopefully that will boost their momentum a little bit.
Nice play by Armstrong to get the out. So now Mendez comes to the plate. Still has a chance to break the game open if she can get a hold of one, but it's going to be a lot less than it could have been with a double play there. Mendez, like I said, has the home run and then a pop out, and she fouls that one away. Hit the home run to dead center field, and then the pop fly to the shortstop in her second at-bat. So Osborne at second, Chris at third, 2 outs. And she's going to hit a foul, just foul. That would have scored 2 runs.
Yeah.
Chris was almost to home plate already, and Osborne was stepping on third when that one hit the ground. It was about 18 inches foul. That one off the bat looked like it was going to be way easy foul, and then it just, the further it stays in the air, the longer that wind is stiff out there, and it is definitely, you can see it affecting these balls. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh.
Must be a little high.
Must have been a little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And as a coach, if I'm American Falls, I'm glad that was a ball, and I agree with her taking it, but struck her out. So the Bears have a bases loaded jam with nobody out, only allow 1 run to score. The 2 errors only cost the Bears a run. So they'll come to the plate, still trailing 4-0. They'll have the bottom of the 4th after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Southeast Idaho Steel, a locally owned business making locally produced steel signs and fixtures. Flying S title and escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. And by Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears.
Ace is the place for the helpful hardware, folks. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware, folks. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware, folks. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
So the boys golf team, we just got an update, finished in 4th place, so they will not qualify for state. Romrell struck out. Strike 1, not struck out. She struck out her last at bat, but she's swing and miss on that one. So here's the 0-1 pitch. Popped it up. Second baseman not going to get there.
Drop.
That one drops. Romrell headed to second, and
great job.
she decides to stop at second. Looked like coach was going to try to bring her to third. She decides to stop at second. She ends up with a double. That was one of those that Sprague took the risk to try to catch it in the air, and when she couldn't, it rolled past her. And so Bears in business for the first time in the game. First time to have a runner in scoring position, have a runner at second with nobody out. And it is a courtesy runner for the catcher, and that is DeClark, Taylin DeClark.
She's so fast.
And she's going to score.
One.
She scores easy on that hit. There's a double to the fence. Crockett headed for second, and he's going to wave her around. She's going to go for third. She's going to make it as the throw trickles past the cutoff. So the triple.
Great hit by Crockett. The Bears are alive.
And all of a sudden, 3 pitches into the inning, and the Bears get their first base runners and their first run.
They need to continue to attack the bat like that.
A walk was the only base runner the Bears had stranded. And all of a sudden, that one's taken outside for ball 1. All of a sudden with a leadoff double followed by a triple, the Bears are in business. Fisher at the plate. 4-1 is your score, but a runner at third with nobody out. And Fisher is going to score a run. Little single into center field, just barely made it over the shortstop. But she singles to left. I guess you call that a pop fly. And all of a sudden, 4-2 with nobody out. Humphreys at the plate. So Bears got a slow start to the game, but already just 5 pitches in the inning. 6 pitches now, have scored a couple of runs. Fisher dives back safely after ball 1. Humphreys definitely capable of tying this game up with one swing right here. And she's going to take it inside. She's seen a lot of those inside right at her knees. She popped out her one at bat.
So casually pops her knees back.
Ooh, called strike on that one.
It's that corner. He likes that corner.
He likes that pitch. That's the pitch that we didn't like that struck out Armstrong, but he's called it consistently.
Yep, he likes that
So here's
corner.
the 2-1 pitch. Oh, that one.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he did. That was a really late called strike. I thought he was going to call it a ball. So 2-2. Now she's got to protect. Here's the 2-2 pitch. 3-2. So payoff pitch coming. Fisher, the runner at first. Humphreys, the batter. Nobody out. 2 runs already in the inning for the Bears. And that one's going to be high fly ball to center field. We're tied.
It's gone.
Tied up. Home run straight away center.
Well, there you go.
The Bears.
Now we got to come out and play some tighter defense.
The Bears had only had 1 base runner left on base. 2 base runners, but one of them was picked off, caught stealing in the first 3 innings. And just like that, 4 batters into the 4th inning, we're tied at 4. Wow, things can change in a hurry. The Bears had 1 base hit and 1 walk through 3 innings. 4 batters into this inning, and it's tied. Brooklyn Pope, who had the infield single, was the only hit prior to this inning, is at the plate. She was the one that stole second, tried to stretch it to third when the throw went into center field and was thrown out. Fouls this one back. So the Bears, probably 10 fielding errors in this game.
Yeah.
Have only given up 1 run really on those fielding errors. And all of a sudden, back in the game.
Ooh.
Called strike on the outside corner.
Just got to protect the plate here.
0-2. And Humphreys, that home run, and that one's foul ball out of play. That one I'm going to say the wind affected it as well. I thought it was going to be a gap shot. I thought it was going to be a double probably, but I think the wind helped that just get itself out. Pope almost takes one off the chin.
Just about wore that one.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. But the Bears have already put up 4 to tie this game here in the top of the 4th inning. And she struck out.
Nope.
Oh.
Called that a ball high.
Wow. I thought that was a better pitch than the strike 2 pitch. Wow.
Can't second guess.
And there she's going to foul that one off. So she's going to continue to battle. Wow. I'm going to stop guessing.
Yeah.
Because the strike 2 pitch I would have thought was a ball, and I would have called that, and she's going to foul that one off. Continuing to battle. Just looking for her pitch. Either that or may draw a walk.
He gets 1 more right, and we're going to make him an official.
And there's a reason I'm up here, and Gary's a great official. I usually don't doubt him, but those 2, I would have called him opposite of what he did. So we're good.
We have a little bit different perspective.
We do.
We're a little higher.
We do, and I'm not going to doubt him. He's a great official. And Gary, if you watch this, and there's a
that's
hit
a
into
great
right
one.
field. The right fielder.
Great catch.
The wind took it further than she expected, but she makes the catch. That was almost gone.
Yeah, that was a great catch.
That was way deeper than I expected to be.
Great job by the right fielder.
Deep fly ball to right field is the first out of the inning, but the Bears starting to make good contact this inning. That's huge because they didn't make good contact. An infield single is all they had to show for the first 3 innings. And this brings Bentley Price to the plate. She fouls it off. Her first at-bat, she had the pop fly to the first baseman.
Might have just heard Brent Knapp behind us, so he's going to make Jared an official if he gets 1 more right.
And she fouls this one off. 0-2 count. And the 2 home run balls have finally been retrieved. They were both sitting side by side out there in center field, and somebody's gone from each direction and retrieved the 2 balls. So I hope those girls get there. And Price strikes out, swing and a miss. So the Bears score 4 to start the inning, but now 2 outs in a row, a long fly ball and a strikeout. And this brings Callie Beard to the plate. She was the only one prior to this inning to hit the ball hard. She just hit it right at the center fielder. And she is going to pop this one up and out by the shortstop. So that'll end the inning, but the Bears score 4. The first 4 batters that came to the plate all touched home base. The 2-run home run by Humphreys, the big part of the inning. After 4, we're tied at 4. We'll be back with the 5th right Sports Network.
When it's time for a brake job, go with Napa Silent Guard. Built with fiber-reinforced shims and rubber-coated hardware that reduce noise and provide an exact fit for the life of the pad. Available now at Napa. Give your engine the attention it deserves with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Its advanced formulation delivers faster flow and temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions, elevating engine performance by helping it run cleaner, longer. Available now at Napa.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Mendez, the pitcher, coming to the plate. She grounded out in the first inning. She was left stranded after her leadoff single in the third inning. Here she is in the fifth in a brand new ball game. The first 3.5 innings were all American Falls. The Bear Lake Bears couldn't do anything right, offensively or defensively. 4 batters changed all of that in the bottom of the fourth. And now we're tied 4-4. Strike one, called strike outside corner. Great pitch to start the inning by Brooklyn Crockett. So we got 3 innings left to decide it, and it's all even, 4-4. You can erase everything that's happened at this point. Oh, line drive back at the middle. Crockett's lucky to get out of the way, and it's going to be a single line drive. She almost caught it just trying to save it from taking her head off.
She's like, I'm good.
And that's the play.
We're doing this.
If you remember the Marsh Valley game, the Marsh Valley pitcher made that catch for a
Yes.
double play against Bear Lake.
It's an incredible play.
Torres is 0 for 1 in the game. She walked and then popped out. And that ball's going to get past Romerell, and Mendez down to second. So the pass ball puts a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Ball 2. Last inning, the Bears allowed the Beavers to load the bases with nobody out. Only allowed 1 run. Double play on the pop fly helped end the threat. Foul ball out of play. We've had a lot of those. And here's the 2-ball, 1-strike count now. And it's going to be a slow rolling ground ball. Got her at first. In time. Good play by Crockett just to make the scoop and the toss over there just in time as that ball rolled right down the first baseline. So the ground ball out at first, but after the pass ball and now the infield ground ball, Mendez is down at third. Meg, the batter. Megu, she popped out and grounded out in her 2 at-bats, and that's going to score a run. Oh, no, she didn't. Oh.
I think
No, it didn't hit her.
I thought it hit her.
And the American Falls coach is as frustrated as I am, confused, because that ball bounced off the knee pads, was clear over down the third baseline. Mendez probably would have been able to walk home, and she stayed put. So, and now a foul ball. You could tell by the body language of the American Falls coach when he realized his runner didn't go. It's one of those that you have to have an instinct as a runner, because if you wait for the coach to tell you, it's probably too late. Pop fly out of play. She swung at a high one there. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at third. Meg, followed by Schutz and Chris, are the batters. 7, 8, 9 in the order. Ooh, just missed low. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's a good pitch from Crockett. You want to throw that low outside pitch. If she offers at it, great. If not, you got a couple pitches to give. So here's the 2-2 pitch now. That one is 3-2, again to the backstop. Again, Mendez maybe coulda, shoulda. That one wasn't quite as obvious a one because it was right behind the plate. But again, with a big backstop like this, if it doesn't bounce back, it's hard to get that out. So Crockett and Romerell are going to talk to each other for a minute. 3-2 pitch coming with 1 out. Schutz and Chris, the next 2 batters, due up. Mendez down at third. Crockett looks to the dugout to Coach Humphreys for the pitch call. And the ground ball is going to score a run out at first. So they get the out. And that was a long throw from Humphreys over to Beard. Bears get the out, but the run does score. So the Beavers back in the lead by 1, but now there's 2 out. Schutz will be the batter. She's the third baseman. She is 0 for 2 on the day. She reached on an error. She reached on an error twice. She was the high pop fly that should have been caught by about 3 people that hit the ground. Ooh. And she had the ground ball that was an error, and then he calls that one high. So ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out. Nobody on. 1 run has scored. And that's going to be a little pop fly, and it hit the ground in front of Armstrong and then took a weird spin and went under her glove. Call it an error. She kind of tried to catch it in the air, and then she decided she wasn't going to get to it, so she was going to catch it on the ground, and it went under her glove into left field. So Schutz reaches first. Chris is the batter. She is 1 out of 2. And she's going to be 2 out of 3. Is she going to double this one? Ground rule double. Which saves a run.
She can't go.
If that ball is not, it doesn't bounce over the fence, she scores easily. So the ground rule double actually saves a run for the Bears. Because it would have, there's no way Pope gets that one in before Schutz would have scored. She rounded about the time the ball went over the fence is when she rounded third base. Osborne to the plate. She is 1 out of 3, but she also reached on an error. And she grounds that one to third base. And it wasn't a force. Oh, they threw it to second. No force. This runner's safe. Run scores. Another error on the Bears. If she throws to first, the inning's over. But a run scores. If she throws to second, it's not a force. Bears allow another run on an error. And this one's fouled off. So the ground ball should have been an easy, just pick it up, throw it first, end the inning. Instead, she chose to try to go to second base. It's not a force play, and the throw was high, so there's no way she was going to get the tag, and a run scores. So the Bears give up 2 runs. Could have been out of the inning without any. 2 have scored. There's a called strike, 0-2 count. If the Bears cannot come back and win this game, they're going to look back at it and blame nobody but themselves. They have had every opportunity. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runners at first and second. 2 unearned runs in the inning. Ground ball, foul. Which is too bad, because it would have been an easy out.
That was a great play, yeah. Just foul.
Wasn't fouled by much, but just fouled enough. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. 2 on. Everything that American Falls gets in this inning, if they get any more, are all unearned. That's a ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Frustrating, so frustrating. This could be a completely different game. And Bears usually very solid on defense, and today that one wasn't a physical error, it was a mental error. And that's going to score a run. Single into right field, 1 run will score. 2 runs, nope, just 1, as the runner stops at third. So Bears are down by 3 when they should be batting down by 1. And runners at first and third. So now just a little bloop hit, single, or even a pass ball or wild pitch could score another, especially with 2 outs. The runner's going to be going on contact. Foul ball. Nelson, the batter, she's 1 out of 3. She has a single, a strikeout, and popped out into the double play. All that hard work the Bears did to fight back into it, and it goes away on a couple of errors, and then the steal of second. Sprague at second, Osborne at third. Nelson, the batter, followed by Mendez, who already has a home run in this game. Low. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Just when you thought the Bears were turning the corner, they had a great offensive inning. They had held them scoreless. They had a 1-run inning, then held them scoreless in the next inning. They were starting to fight their way back into it defensively. And then, boom, the wheels fall off. And they give up 3 and a walk to load the bases for the best hitter on the team. Mendez, the cleanup hitter, who's got a home run to straightaway center field today. She absolutely munched that ball. She does have a strikeout in the game, and Coach Pope is going to go out and talk to his Bear Lake Bears. Let's take a 30-second break and come back right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support Western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
Bears in a bad spot here. 7-4, and all these are unearned. And bases loaded, and Mendez, who has a home run already in the game, the batter. Bears easily could have been out of the inning with only giving up 1 run. They've allowed 2 runs since then, and now the bases are loaded for the cleanup hitter, Mendez, who has a home run already in today's game. And that ball's to the backstop, and it will score a run. Good play. Close, made it closer than we thought it was. I thought it was going to be. But the wild pitch scores a run. Back to a 4-run game. And now runners at second and third. So now a single probably scores a couple more. She doesn't have to have the home run to score a bunch. Coulda, shoulda been a 5-4 with the Bears at bat. Is now 8-4. And American Falls having a chance to add more. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 2-0.
Great stop by Romrell.
That was high and outside, and she made the backhand catch to keep a run from scoring from third. And that's going to score 2. Down the left field line. And a double scores 2.
Oh, we got an injury
and
out on
the
second
runner
base.
is
And
injured.
There
Didn't
was
see what
no
happened.
play at the base, so it's something.
And that's sad. They're going to want her in the next round if the Bears can't pull off the big comeback, and that's Mendez.
I didn't see what happened. There was no play at second, so whatever happened is a fluke.
And she's holding her knee, and she seems to be in a lot of pain. Let's take a break. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Visit You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier for fuel, snacks, and more. Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66 where your convenience is our pleasure.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Mendez is up.
That's a good sign.
And she's going to, looks like she's
walking a
going to stay in
little.
the game. She's kind of walking it off.
That's scary.
She broke the game open, though, with a 2-run double right there. It's 10-4. And 4 of the 5 runs that have scored in this, 5 of the 6 runs that have scored in this inning are unearned. Bears got the easy ground ball to the infield. They could have thrown it first, got the easy out, ended the inning. Instead, they chose to go to second. It wasn't a force because the runner was going back to second, not trying to advance to second. She was safe because there was no tag. Instead of being out of the inning continued. The 2-out rally has scored 5. And the Bears are in a big hole, 10-0. 10-4. 10-4.
No.
Seems like 10-0.
Oh, no.
All 4 runs were in 4 hits in the bottom of the 4th. Bears got a big hole to dig out of. Mendez is going to put a looks like it's on her thigh is where she's wrapping, and she had that on the other day in the game. So I wonder if it's a reoccurring, a chronic injury, because she's got a wrap. It's a big wrap on her upper thigh.
She's got a hamstring issue.
Hamstring or groin pull. And she had the wrap already in her bag. And so I'm wondering if it's
a groin. That could be a hip
groin
flexor.
pull, hip flex, or something that she re-aggravated is what I would guess. Not a great day for the Bear Lake Bears. As here we are in the 5th inning. They're down 10-4, and there's already a runner in position, scoring position again. Mendez, the batter that's coming up, is 2 for 3. She's got 2 singles and a ground ball out. I guess the only good news is for the Bear Lake Bears is that the runner at second isn't going to be going very quickly because she is injured. So she's going to be running, but probably not a lot of speed.
Glad to see her up, though.
Yeah, I thought it was ACL, the way she was
too.
down, and we've seen that happen before. Back in my coaching days, we had a girl blow her ACL out at third base on a play similar to that where there wasn't really much of a play there. And sometimes you can come into base awkwardly and bad things can happen. So Mendez, the pitcher, at the plate. 10-4, 5 unearned runs in the inning. And she's going to ground it up the middle, and it's a run is going to score. Nope, he held her up. I think he remembered that she was injured because he was waving her around, and then he held her up late. So a ground ball.
She moved pretty good, actually, better than I would have.
Single up the middle. Now she can score.
Oh, bless her.
On a base hit.
Darn it.
Torres will be the hitter, and I'm sure that Mendez will be running from first on the pitch with 2 outs and runner at third. Why wouldn't you? And she is? Nope, she stopped. She came back.
Oh, did he call that a ball?
He called it high.
Okay.
Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 out, 2 on. Strike 1, swing and a miss. Mendez down at first. She must not be a very aggressive runner because in this situation, it's normally automatic to go to second. And she's the one that stayed at third on a couple of pass balls earlier. 2 balls and a strike. Great pitcher. Torres, the batter, swing and a miss for strike 2. Torres is 0 for 2 in the game. She walked, popped out, and grounded out. And she fouls that one off. That was oh, crap, it's going to be a strike. I better put the bat in front of it, swing, because she didn't even get the bat all the way around. She just kind of stuck it in front of the ball, hoping to foul it off, and she did to keep herself alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And foul tip into the glove. She's out. So that will end the inning, but not before 5 unearned runs and 1 earned, so 6 cross the plate. And the Bears are in a big hole coming into the bottom of the 5th, down 10-4 on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit bearlakedrugid.com. That's bearlakedrugid.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Amanda Saxton, the batter. She is the number 9 hitter in the order. Her only other at-bat. She walked. She fouls off the first pitch. Unofficial results. I'm going to call them semi-official, but unofficial as results, because if it changes, don't quote me on it. From golf, it looks like A.J. Hunt qualified. Oh, she almost got hit for the second time. Move. Foul ball out of play. And that's the fan that already got hit once. 0-2 is the count, 2 foul balls from Saxton, and she's going to pop this one sky high. That should be out. No, it falls.
She's there.
That was wind aided because that one went way high in the air and should have been an easy out. And instead, she's safe at first as the wind kept pushing it further and further and further. And the shortstop, Osborne, ends up not getting underneath it. So Saxton is on for the second time in the game. She was on safely every time she hit in the game the other day.
Yep.
Morgan Armstrong, who is 0 for 2. She has a ground out and a pop out so far in the game. Swing and a miss at strike 1. Inside fastball, fooled her. Saxton with decent speed down at first. Armstrong, leadoff hitter. Swing and a miss. Same pitch, same result. Both have been strikes, but on the inside part of the plate, and she's missed them both. So here's the 0-2 pitch. And, ooh.
I thought he was going to call it.
That looked like the same pitch he struck her out on last time she was at the plate. He calls it a ball this time. I would have swung at it because literally that was the same pitch I thought that struck her out last time. And she swings at that high. That one was ball 2. She swung at it out of the zone, and she strikes out for the second time. Romrell, who had the double that started the scoring in the 4th inning for the Bears, now comes to the plate with the Bears needing a lot of runs. Ball, called strike outside corner.
Yep.
Bears running out of at-bats to do something big here. 0-2. Swing and a miss. So the girls, only 2 groups on the golf team have been scored so far. The girls sitting in first place. There's a foul ball out of play, 0-2 still. The girls still sitting in first. The boys finished 4th. AJ sitting in 4th, so I think that qualifies him for state as an individual, if I'm not mistaken. Here, 0-2 pitch, ground ball. Is it going to be an out? Yes, out at 1, safe at second.
Mendez injured out there playing first, and that's when you really got to stretch sometimes
Yeah.
to get the ball. Wow, she's tough.
And she did have to make a stretch. That was not an easy one to get to. Crockett, who had a triple in that 4-run fourth inning, now at the plate. She takes a strike inside corner. Saxton, the runner at second. Bears need her and every other run they can manufacture here. And that's a foul ball right to the backstop. Tough situation to be in, down 10-4, especially knowing that they coulda, shoulda. They were out of the inning. They made the play. They just made the wrong throw. It was a mental error, not a physical error. And that's out number 3. So the Bears are down their final 6 outs of the season. If they can't do something in the next couple, they trail it by 6. We'll be back with the 6th on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Southeast Idaho Steel, a locally owned business making locally produced steel signs and fixtures. Flying S title and escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. And by Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears.
Headed to the 6th inning in what has not been Bear Lake's day, especially defensively. They trail at 10-4. Called strike on the first pitch of the 6th inning. Meg, Mehague, I'm pronouncing it Meg because that's easier, is the leadoff batter. She's 0 for 3, and she's going to ground to the third baseman.
Great
and
job.
out at first. Humphreys makes the play. So out number 1 of the inning recorded, Schutz, who's also 0 for 3. She has been on base all 3 times, though. She has hit the ball, and all 3 times, coulda, shoulda. In fact, she was the big error last inning. And she fouls that one off out of the top of the dugout for strike 1. Hers was the at-bat that could have ended the inning last inning, and she reached base, and boom. Things fell apart for the Bears. They allowed 6 runs in the inning. So Schutz is 0 for 3, but has been on base 3 times, and she pops this one up. Out.
Good.
Number 2. Humphreys settles underneath it and records the out on the pop-out. This brings Chris to the plate. She has reached on an error, singled, and doubled. So she also has not been put out so far in the game. Ball 1. So the number 9 hitter in the order, followed by the shortstop, Osborne, who's had a pretty good day hitting. Called strike. Oh, never mind. Ball 2, I mean. 2-0 and foul ball. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody on, 2 out. Top of the 6th. Bears have a lot of work to do when they come up in the bottom half of the 6th. Fisher, Humphreys, and Pope will be the first 3 hitters. And 3 up, 3 down. Beard makes the catch on the pop fly. So the Bears had their first 3 up, 3 down inning of the game. It comes in the 6th. And they're trailed by 6. We'll have the bottom after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Ace is the place for the helpful hardware, folks. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware, folks. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware, folks. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. When it's time for a brake job, go with Napa Silent Guard. Built with fiber-reinforced shims and rubber-coated hardware that reduce noise and provide an exact fit for the life of the pad. Available now at Napa. Give your engine the attention it deserves with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Its advanced formulation delivers faster flow and temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions, elevating engine performance by helping it run cleaner, longer. Available now at Napa.
Designated hitter Lindsay Fisher coming to the plate. She is 1 for 2. She struck out and she singled, and she was on base when Humphreys hit her 2-run home run, her 3-run home run early in the game. She needs to be on base here as the Bears need runs. They need a lot of them. They trail by 6, and she's going to be home run.
That's what they needed.
And the center fielder ran into the fence.
Oh, ouch.
Oh.
And she's hurt.
She's hurt. She hit her knee on the fence. It was right at the gate. I hope she's okay. Looks like she's up, and I think it's more frustration than anything. So 1 play, 1 pitch, 1 run, the home run to center field by Fisher. The Bears get 1 of them back. They got to get 5 more back, so they got a lot of work to do. Next batter will be Humphreys. And that's Sprague out there in center field. Hope she's okay. She's got her glove back on.
Her knee, but yeah.
Kind of looks like it was a little bit half frustration, half injury. And on a cold day, it's going to hurt even worse. So Humphreys, who's 1 out of 2 with a home run, is going to pop out.
Nope.
And it's going to pop foul. Whew. That was lucky. It looked like Mendez was going to get to it, and the wind, I think, helped that one be just a foul ball. It landed in fair territory in the infield, but then spun out. If the wind doesn't take that where it did, I think Mendez catches that. So Humphreys gets a gift and another chance to swing the bat. Ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on, but a run in on the Fisher home run to center field. Ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike now to Humphreys. The outfield playing at the fence. So this is one, if you can put it in play. And that one was a ball. I thought I heard him say strike, but they called it a ball, 3-1.
I think you heard my mind say it.
And she walked.
Wow.
So she, after the foul ball on the first pitch that could have been a pop out, she walks on the next 4 pitches. And Pope, who's got an infield single, and I think and then she had the deep fly ball to right field. She's going to bunt, lays it down perfectly down the third baseline, but it's foul. She would have been safe, and the Bears would have had runners at first and third, but it's a foul ball. And the throw over to first got away. Bears would have had first and third with nobody out, but it's just a foul ball. And just inches. Even the third baseman who fielded it played it as if it was fair. But it was the right call. From here, I 100% agree with the foul call. She bunts again, and it's a strike, and throw down to first into.
Ooh, that was close. That was close. They called her safe.
She's not bunting now. She's down 0-2, so Pope will have to put the ball in play. She can. She had a deep fly ball to right field her last at bat. And she's going to hit what should have been a easy out at first, but Humphreys wasn't running. And so she's put out at second. So they just trade places. Pope at first on the fielder's choice. And Humphreys, I don't know if she thought the ball was going to be caught, but she didn't even run. So she was out easily at second. And that pitch is in there for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Now 1-1. She went around. Tried to hold up. If she would have held up, she'd be up 2-0. But instead, she's in an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. That's Pope, the runner at first. Called strike. Yeah, good pitch. That was inside corner. He's called that one a strike all day long. Calls it a strike right there. Here's the 1-2 pitch now. And she swings at ball 3. She swung at ball 2 and ball 3, and she strikes out. So 2 outs now. Started out for a promising inning, a home run and a walk, and all of a sudden now, 2 straight outs. Runner at first. Beard, who's hit the ball hard today. She has a fly ball to center and then a pop out to shortstop. And she's going to fly this one and it's going to fall. Pope got a late start, but she will make it into third.
It's a great throw.
So a double. Couldn't tell. That was, again, one of those that I think without the wind maybe is caught by the left fielder, but because of the wind, it ends up falling in left center. And so now Saxton, who has not been put out today, takes strike 1 on the outside corner. She is 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. A single right here would go a long ways to getting the Bears back in this game. And she fouls that one off the top of the backstop. Beard with decent speed at second, Pope at third, and Saxton the batter. 2 outs, so she needs a base hit to score any runs. But she has been on a hot streak. She'd love to continue it right here. Here's the 1-2 pitch, strike 2. Swing and a miss.
Strike 3.
Strike 2. The first one she hit. She fouled one off. So here's the 0-2 pitch, and she struck her out. Swing and a miss. So the Bears get 1, but still trail by 5. We'll go to the top of the 7th right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign the papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
Hunt headed to state as an individual for the boys.
Congrats.
The boys missed going to the state by 6 strokes. They finished 4th out of 4, but only missed tying for second by 6 strokes.
It's incredible.
So really bunched up right there in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Snake River wins the boys. The Bear Lake girls do win. They got the win we expected them to get in golf, and the girls golf team is headed to the state tournament. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The pop fly right back to the pitcher, and Crockett records the first out of the 7th inning. Sprague, now the batter, the center fielder. She's 1 for 3 on the day, and she flied out, grounded out, and walked. And she does have a single on the hard ground ball. She takes strike one on the outside part of the plate. So the Bears have got to score 5 at least to stay alive, and they've got 3 outs to do it. And an error, and Sprague's going to be at first.
That was a hard hit ball.
And she
that would have been hard to field.
Went under her glove, off of her foot, and into center field. So the Nelson and Mendez, the 2 power hitters coming up now for American Falls. Nelson started the game with a single, and her single helped score those 4 runs in the first inning. When they scored 4 runs on their first 4 batters, she struck out and popped out into a double play and walked. And she's now up 2-0 in the count. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, and a runner on first for Nelson Mendez. Ball 3. Here's the 3-0 count. Strike 2.
Strike 1.
Strike 1, sorry. I can count. 3-1. Maybe she was taken all the way on that one. Let's see if she's got a green light on this one with 3 balls and a strike. And she's going to ground it to the shortstop, out at second. Got her. Nice play. And it could have maybe turned the double play, but she didn't look to make the throw. Just was content settling for 1. And now Mendez, the pitcher Mendez, K. Mendez on your roster.
She's the first baseman.
This is the first baseman first, K. Mendez. And she fouls this one back off the roof right above us, as you probably
She was
heard.
aiming at you for saying her name wrong.
Sorry. First name starts with a K. That's what I know. That's what was on the roster. K. Mendez. She's already got a home run in this game. She takes that one for a ball, so 1 strike, 1 ball. And so she's not going to be moving quickly down the baseline. A ground ball might be able to get her. Throw down to first, not in time, but a ball. So 2 balls and a strike. Crockett in the circle. She's gone all 7 innings for the Bears. Only, I'm going to say, without looking officially at the scorecard, only 4 runs maybe. And that's a nice play. Get her at first. Great stop. Backhand by Humphreys. Gets the out at first. And that ends the inning. So the error does not hurt the Bears, but they've got a big hole to dig out of. They trail by 5. We'll have that top of the bottom 7th coming up right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier. Online at bearlakedental.com or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake.
Top of the lineup. Armstrong followed by Rommel, Crockett, and Fisher, but they need 5 runs. They're down to the last 3 outs of the season. If they can't score, they trail at 10-5. Armstrong 0 for 3 on the day with a couple of strikeouts. And she swings and misses that one. Maybe trying a little bit too hard, seeing that scoreboard, knowing what the Bears need. All they need is base runners right now. And she fouls that one off, 0-2. It'd take a big inning for the Bears to stay alive. Their season likely to end right here without something big. And American Falls will advance to play the loser of the Marsh Valley and Preston game, which comes up after this. Armstrong takes high for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. 10-5 on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard in favor of the American Falls Beavers here on a cold Monday afternoon. Swing and miss, struck her out. So the Bears now down to the last 2 outs of their season. Romerell on the day is 1 for 3. She struck out, doubled, and grounded out. Her double was big. It was part of that 4-run 4th inning. She takes high and inside for ball 1. So Romerell followed by Crockett and Fisher. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh, well, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with the 1 out. Fisher has a home run. Humphreys, after her, has a home run in the game. But they need base runners in front of them. And that's a foul ball off the dugout. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Other than the 1 inning, Bears haven't done much. The solo home run by Fisher is all they've done since the 4th, except for the 4th inning. And that one's a foul ball. So we'll do the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch again. Thank you for joining us this season. We're going to kind of wrap up as we go here, unless the Bears start to make an amazing comeback, because we got to get out of the radio station.
Great hit.
And that's going to be fair down the third base line, ground rule double. Down the first base line, it goes out of play. And thank you to all of our sponsors who've helped us out this year. You save Phillips 66, where your convenience are pleasure. Live to the full. Don't forget Jacobs Mountain Air. For your heating and air conditioning needs in the Bear Lake Valley, contact Jacobs Mountain Air, 208-847-2665. Gary H. Tusher, CPA, Mountain Valley Dental with Stephen D. Hammonds, Lenhart Distributing and Flying S Title, and Southeast Idaho Steel. Peyton Crockett is going to pop fly out. No, it goes foul. And again, they just stopped. That one, they were underneath it.
Yeah.
The first baseman and the pitcher, I thought, could have, should have maybe caught that. But instead it goes as a foul ball. So thank you to our sponsors. They've done a great job of bringing you all of the games this year. And barring a miracle comeback by the Bears, this will be our final broadcast. Thank you so much to, and there's another foul ball, Ray Henry, for being our fabulous cameraman. On a day like today, not putting in a lot of work, just kind of sitting here in the booth with us.
He's enjoying the warmer weather too.
But the warmer weather because we're inside. He carries all of our equipment and helps us out a lot, so thank you to him for putting up with us all year. And that one's high. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out.
1 ball.
1 ball. That was ball 1. 1 out. Runner at second is actually DeClark. And she's now at third. And my iPad has suddenly frozen up. That's why I had the pitch count wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. Crockett foul ball out of play again.
I'd love to see her get a hold of one here. She started the season off that way, hitting them over the fence in St. George. I'd love to see her finish her season the same way.
And she fouls that one off. Wow. Okay. All right, let's see if I can get
We're 2-2.
The iPad to catch up to me. There we go. And Crockett's going to hit that one deep center field for an out. Run will score, but now Bears are down to their last out.
Good hit, though, by Crockett.
She almost got enough of it.
Yep.
Call it a sacrifice fly. Oh. And there's it. That's the season. The Bears were going to finish their season. Final score 10-6. The Bear Lake Bears lose to the American Falls Beavers. American Falls advances to play the loser of the Marsh Valley Preston game. That'll be right here in about 30 minutes. The Bears had a great regular season. District tournament was not what they wanted it to be. As they go down, they only got one win in the district tournament and fall to the American Falls Beavers. Final score, 10-6. And going to be a disappointing end to what was a pretty good season until the last couple weeks. Thank you to everybody for joining in. Thank you for our sponsors. Thanks to Ray. I already thanked him. Thank you, Lisa, pushing all the buttons over there and doing a great job on bringing you these broadcasts. And all of you for watching. And for the last time this season for any sport on a broadcast, this will be
Lisa Hillier
and Jared Hillier saying good afternoon,
everybody.